This book essentially at its core is about business and for entrepreneurs. I think a lot of people might be surprised that you, Pastor Bishop T.D. Jakes, would write a book like this. So why this book and why now?
I don't think that the book is incongruent with who I am. I think it might be inconsistent with how they define me. I come from generations of entrepreneurs. I wrote this book against the wishes of the publisher because this book is primarily focused toward business. They wanted me to stay in my sweet spot. It's a bit of me coming out of the closet, so I had a little nervous anxiety, to be honest. I've only told you, so this is an exclusive. Because I wanted to have a conversation. Sunday morning is great, and we get people inspired on Sunday morning. But if we don't balance the inspiration with the information, then it's going to lead to frustration. If somebody keeps inspiring you, but they don't instruct you, after a while you become frustrated with the inspiration. I chose to get down into the weeds of this is how you build your vision from the ground up, so we can stop telling you the wealth of the unjust is laid up for the just. I'm trying to tell you how to pull it down. Christ didn't say, I come that you might have church. He said, I come that you might have life and have that life more abundantly. And I want to help people to have abundant life. I'm not trying to make people rich. This is not a prosperity preaching message. This is about empowering people to accomplish their dream.
Father, husband, pastor, film producer, and best-selling author, Jake seems to connect with a broad audience.
You devour the prey while you're young.
From millennials to seniors.
Can you be too young? Can you be too old? Can you be too busy or too poor to reach the level where you take flight and soar?
When you look at corporations today that are at the front end of Facebook and elsewhere, these are young guys who are realizing the power. So there's no such thing as too young. And then I certainly want to tell my generation there's no such thing as too late. Because when you look at Harlan Sanders starting KFC off of Social Security in his 60s when he started, when you look at the current president of the United States, 70 years old and hopping on and off planes and running all over the country like he's a young man, I think sometimes we drink the Kool-Aid of thinking that we are to this or that to have the next level.
Bishop Jakes not only deals in deep thought subjects, he also talks culture and current events such as Christians and identity politics.
I think that we have, in some cases, been more loyal to our party than we have to our faith. And the politicians play us like puppets and hit the hot buttons and get us to the polls and then turn the agenda into whatever they want. And I think both sides do it. I'm going to tell you, I have dealt with Republican and Democratic leadership on the highest level of this nation. And I have yet to see somebody who came to the White House who in some way didn't do something that compromised my principles. And I find myself choosing between poisons. And I think many Americans feel that same frustration. And so I think that we should date all of them, marry none of them, interrogate them. Where we have synergy, let's unite. But let's not lose our individuality as the church.
Hey, hey, ho, ho!
He also offered ideas to fight division in America that's reached into the church.
What do we do as the body of Christ to correct that?
I see a deepening divide in the body of Christ. I don't think we can fix the world because the church is still divided. Our school systems are more integrated than our churches. Our nightclubs are more integrated than our churches. Our armies are more integrated than our churches. And we have to work harder to remain the church that Jesus prayed would be one. The challenge before us today is to answer that age-old question, am I my brother's keeper? And I think many people would like to say, no, my brother is his own keeper. But in reality, time and history has proven that we do mutually bear some responsibility in the well-being of the person who is bleeding on the Jericho Road. That is a global discussion. It is the testing of the fibers of our democracy. It is the testing of the integrity of us as Christians. As a pastor, I teach it on the myopic level of do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Thank you so much.